I'm in my zone like rock. Hold on my section like rock. Hey, just call the pictures like rock. Best try to put me in the box. VA, the B-boy. I got a check, you can chill off of my socks. I'm feeling like rock.
Hey man, look, check it out. It's your boy, Mr. 1%, and we back right here on the 1% Network. Look, I had to take myself a little break, man, to get ready for this college football season, and it was a doozy. Right, week 1, college football was a doozy as expected, right? I've been saying, if you've been keeping up with the channel, I've been saying college football is going to look a lot different this year, and it started off with a bang, man. It started off with a bang. Now, one of the hot takes, right, early, first game of the season, college football, Ohio State versus Texas. Manning, Arch Manning, is he overrated? We saw what the Ohio State defense came out to do. Caleb Downs out there flying around, making a lot of plays. Number 7 out there at corner had an interception. He should have had 2. He should have had 2. So look, Arch Manning, I don't know if you've been training with Peyton. I don't know if you've been training with Eli. I don't know what's going on, man. Tom Brady, somebody need to help this guy, right? And it could be the Texas offensive coordinator, because honestly, I think the play calling looked conservative. I thought that last year with the quarterback Ewers. And honestly, I feel like we got to see the reason why Arch had to sit out a couple years and take some time off. And no disrespect to the Manning family, but Arch, right now, you know, you don't look like the Heisman winner, you know, that everybody's been talking about all off season. You don't look like the guy that needs to be separate himself from the NCAA pictures with the rest of the college players, the Jeremiah Smiths, the Ryan Williams. He was supposed to be in that, right? If you don't know, man, how not? How can you not have the preseason predicted Heisman winner, the Manning bloodline, all these great storylines? You know he would have been on the cover of the game, right? But he chose not to. Them guys down there in Texas, you know, they got to stick up. They think they somebody, you know what I'm saying? They got to stick up their behind down there, right? And they got proven to them against Ohio State. Man, them boys came out to play. Shout out to Ohio State in that first-time starter over there at quarterback. You don't have to do much with all those weapons you have over there, but you did enough, man. So right now, I guess the question is Arch Manning overrated? Right? Is he overrated? We all know what would have happened if it was Shador. You know what I'm saying? If it was Shador, he's playing in a different conference. But if that was Shador and he put out a performance like that, man, every sportscast, every analyst, ESPN, Fox 5, Shannon Sharp, Michael Irvin, everybody would have had something to say. Everyone would have had something to say, you know, if that was Shador that went out and put up a performance like that. But Arch Manning did it, and it looks like they're giving him some grace. So we'll see. You know, we got week 2 coming up this Saturday, man, so we'll see. We're going to get off Arch back, but that's something we're going to keep a close eye on, a very close eye on. Is Arch Manning overrated? Is Arch Manning overrated? Let me know what you think down there in the comments, man. Now, right, we talking college football, and speaking of Arch Manning in Texas, right, like I said, Ohio State, they look really, really good, man. A lot of weapons out there, wide receiver. Defense was flying around. I didn't really see the aggressive DNs making the big plays like you usually see coming out of Ohio State, but, you know, every year, you know, things kind of change, because right now their linebackers are superb, and their secondary looks great, right? One of the best secondaries and linebacker cores I've seen from Ohio State in a really long time. So it happens, man. And again, that first time starter Saying, I think it was something Saying, Julian Saying out there at quarterback, man, put up a heck of a showing. You know, another 5-star guy. Them Ohio State guys, there's plenty of 5-stars on that roster, and they showed why, and they came out to play, man. So shout out to Ohio State, looking like they're gonna repeat this year, man. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments. Ohio State for the repeat. Now, right, let's get into some teams that's surprising, right? I have to go here, man. Florida State. Florida State, you get the transfer quarterback in from Boston College. You get a couple of very, very explosive wide receivers. You get some key points over there on the defense, and they look like a whole new team. I think Florida State will win the ACC this year. I'm saying it right now, first week, because I've seen everything. We got to see Clemson. We got to see Virginia Tech. SMU looked pretty good, but they didn't really play anyone. Who else does it make noise? North Carolina? Bill Belichick, everybody on a Monday night. Come on, man. So again, I think Florida State looks really, really explosive. They aggressive on defense. They was out there hitting people. Made some really, really good 4th down stops on Alabama right now. This big bad roll tide. You know what I'm saying? Roll tide. You know what I'm saying? It's Alabama. So stuff like that not supposed to happen. We got to see what Nick Saban had to say about it. He said the Alabama Crimson Tide look like they haven't done anything this offseason, man. Them boys not running no more 110s. They not having nobody apply that pressure, hold them accountable, and it shows. It shows. You got guys out there jogging around. Ryan Williams had 2 drop balls, end up getting it, end up getting his head hit, knocked out the game, right? And they threw a flag, wanted to eject the guy that hit him, but then they go back and look at it, and it was clean. It was clean. So it's like, bro, you just got hit. Get up, get back in the game, help your team win the game, man. And I'm going to go ahead and say this early. Ryan Williams to the portal next year. He'll be the #1 player in the portal. I'm not sure who he'll go to, but Ryan Williams to the portal next year for sure. Because if they can't stop anybody with their defense, they can't get him the ball on offense with their quarterback. So this is not the same Alabama. This is not the Roll Tide. This is the Alabama Huskies. You know what I'm saying? With all those coaches that came from Washington, bringing that loose West Coast style of football over here down to the South is not going to work, man. You got to know what you're doing, hold people accountable. We can't just have 50-point shootouts like y'all was doing with Michael Penix and them back over there at Washington. That shit ain't going to work over here in the SEC, man. So again, shout out to Florida State playbook. Right, if you into ball like I'm into ball, I think Florida State had a very great playbook. They was able to do some reverses, some off the ball passes. It was really good, man. Good to see, man. And again, that quarterback, man, he looked really good the past 2 seasons at Boston College. But now, like he said in the offseason, him having some help, being on a team like Florida State, he don't see anybody stopping him. I don't see anybody stopping them. We don't see anybody stopping them. Florida State for the ACC championship. Let's go, Hokies! Let's go, Hokies! Man, I'm a Virginia Tech alumni. Graduated 2011, made some plays out there at the defensive back spot, 4th round draft pick, all that cool stuff, man. I'm a Hokie. I can't lie. I'm a Virginia Tech guy. So I wanted to see this Virginia Tech versus South Carolina. I have a relationship with Shane Beamer. He's also a Virginia Tech guy. Played under his dad, Frank Beamer. So I'm expecting to see them do, some real old school style Frank Beamer. Special teams make some plays, which happen. Defense stand strong, which happened, and we only need a few plays on the offense, right? So that's that old style of Frank Beamer that he gave to his son Shane Beamer. That old style of football that we used to play at Virginia Tech with the Tyrod Taylors, the Cam Chancellors, who else? Brandon Flowers, Macho Harris, J-Ron Hosley, Darren Evans, Ryan Williams. There's a lot of guys, Jason Worlds, a lot of guys that made plays on those teams, man, and and made it to the next level and played for a few years on the next level, man, on the biggest stage in the NFL. So, like I said, I understand the style of play that we have down there with the Gamecocks. All right. So, with that all being said, Virginia Tech, not bad. Honestly, didn't put up a bad show. But again, knowing the Shane Beamer's style of football, it only takes a few plays. You had that punt return to the touchdown. Then the quarterback comes back up, throws a deep ball to Big Nick. A couple plays like that will separate a team, man. So I think South Carolina will compete, definitely look good in that SEC. I don't think the SEC is as tough as it has been the past few years. So I think Sellers out there at quarterback and South Carolina going to look good, man. Dylan Stewart, man, a guy out of DC I got to see growing up. He looked good coming off that edge. All-American guy, be a 1st round draft pick. He's only a sophomore, so he still have another season in college football. But South Carolina looked good. And again, Virginia Tech not bad, right? But Hokies, we have to beat Vanderbilt coming up this week. But that's all I got to say for that Virginia Tech South Carolina game, man. Shout out to both of those teams. Both of those my teams by law. I'm down with either one of them. So either one of them do well, tap in with me. I got you. And like I said, man, I ain't gonna hold you here too long. These are just some of the points that I got to see, things I wanted to speak on, man. I've always felt this way, but I had to watch and see, how he matured. But that quarterback down at Clemson, man, I think that guy's overrated. Honestly, I think since Trevor Lawrence came in there, they think that they could just find a 5-star big name quarterback, put him in there, don't have to develop him and let him throw the ball. Trevor Lawrence is a once in a lifetime college talent. I don't think he's doing as well. It's not bad, but not as well as he was in Clemson. Down there in Jacksonville, we know they got him some pieces with Travis Hunter, but that's a whole nother video, a whole nother story, right? But since Trevor Lawrence come down to Clemson, he come in. I really don't even think he should have had the starting spot because I'm not sure if it was Deshaun Watson or whoever it was that was playing in front of him was playing. No, it wasn't Deshaun Watson. It was another quarterback that ended up transferring out and went to Mizzou. I can't remember his name, but he played for a national championship against Bama and ended up losing, and they put Trevor Lawrence in the game as a freshman and let him take over, and then now we're here, right, again. So that's the whole background, little quick background story on why Clemson kind of looks different these last few years versus when they was winning the national championship, you know, completely dominating the ACC with your CJ Spillers, your Fords, your different guys, man. They had a lot of speed, you know, a lot of speed used to be down in Clemson. It's right about an hour away from the University of South Carolina. So you can get those same style recruits if you know what you're doing. But again, I think that quarterback in Clemson is overrated. Let me know what you think down there in the comments, man. And that's all we got for right now. This 1%, Mr. 1%, the 1% Network, all that there. You know, hit that like button, subscribe, man, share this. Help us get this news out, man. It's college football. We just talking a little noise, and we're going to get back into it. See you soon.
3, 2, 1, go!